Yo, what's up everybody? It's BizBoy here and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the world of 3D printer filaments. If you're just getting started with 3D printing or you've been at it for a while, choosing the right filament can be a game changer for your projects. We're going to break down 7 of the most popular filament types out there, comparing their strengths, weaknesses, and ideal use cases. We'll be looking at everything from the classics like ABS and PLA to more specialized filaments like nylon and carbon fiber. Think of this video as your one-stop shop to figure out which filament is going to give you the best results for your next print. By the end of this, you'll be able to walk into that filament aisle with confidence. So let's get right into it. First up, we've got ABS, kind of like the OG of the filament world. And for good reason, ABS is known for its strength and durability. It can take a beating, making it perfect for functional prints and parts that need to hold up over time. Think things like phone cases, tools, even some mechanical parts. Plus, it's relatively affordable. But, and there's always a but, ABS can be a little tricky to work with, especially for beginners. It's got this tendency to warp, especially on larger prints, and it really needs a heated bed to print properly. So while it's a workhorse, be ready to put in a little extra effort to get those clean, professional-looking prints. Next, we've got ASA, kind of like the cooler, more weather-resistant, older brother of ABS. We're talking about UV resistance, better temperature resistance, basically. This stuff is built for the outdoors, so if you're printing something that's going to be exposed to the elements, ASA is your go-to. However, this extra resilience comes at a cost, literally. ASA is often a bit pricier than ABS. It can also be a little more prone to warping, so you'll want to dial in those settings and maybe even consider an enclosure for your printer. But if you need that outdoor durability, ASA delivers. Now let's talk PETG. This filament is like the love child of PLA and ABS, combining the ease of printing of PLA with some of the strength and durability of ABS. It's a crowd pleaser for a reason. PETG is relatively easy to print with, doesn't warp as easily as ABS, and has decent strength. However, it's not perfect. PETG can be prone to stringing, those annoying little hairs on your print, so you'll want to experiment with retraction settings. It also requires a bit more heat than PLA to print, so make sure your printer can handle it. Moving on to PLA, probably the most popular filament out there, and for good reason. PLA is like the gateway drug to 3D printing. It's incredibly easy to print with, forgiving of less than perfect settings, and doesn't require a heated bed for most prints, perfect for beginners. And you knew there was a but coming. PLA isn't the strongest filament out there. It's also not very heat resistant. So while it's great for decorative items, prototypes, and less demanding prints, don't expect it to hold up under heavy stress or high temperatures. Now let's get flexible with TPU, a type of flexible filament that opens up a whole new world of possibilities. TPU is known for its elasticity and durability. We're talking phone cases, wearables, flexible parts, anything that needs to bend and bounce back. But you guessed it, printing with TPU can be a bit more challenging. Its flexibility can make it tricky to feed through your printer consistently, and it often requires lower printing speeds and some fine-tuning of your settings. But when you nail it, the results are awesome. Next, we have nylon, known for its incredible strength and wear resistance. We're talking gears, hinges, functional parts that need to withstand a lot of friction. It's also got this really cool, almost slippery feel to it, but nylon can be a bit finicky to print with. It's hygroscopic, meaning that it absorbs moisture from the air, which can affect print quality. You'll need to dry it properly before printing and store it in an airtight container. It also requires higher printing temperatures, so make sure your printer is up to the task. Last but not least, we've got carbon fiber, the exotic supercar of the filament world. This stuff is reinforced with actual carbon fibers, giving it insane strength and stiffness. We're talking drone parts, high-performance components, anything that needs that extra edge in rigidity. But with great power comes, you guessed it, a few caveats. Carbon fiber filament is expensive, like really expensive. It can also be abrasive on your nozzle, so you might want to consider a hardened steel or ruby nozzle. but if you need the best of the best in terms of strength and stiffness, carbon fiber is the way to go. And there you have it, a rundown of 7 of the most popular 3D printer filaments out there. From the beginner-friendly PLA to the high-performance carbon fiber, each filament has its own set of strengths, weaknesses, and ideal use cases. The key is to choose the right tool for the job. Think about the specific requirements of your project. Do you need something strong and durable, flexible, heat-resistant? Once you know what you need, you can narrow down your choices and pick the perfect filament. Hopefully, this video has given you a better understanding of the different filament options available and helped you figure out which one is right for you. Now, go out there, experiment, and happy printing.